Welcome back to the Office Marketing Podcast with Mike Swigert, the podcast all about sales tips, mindset, and value bombs. 5 questions to help make your day more productive and learn a thing or two. Here is your host, best-selling author, Mike Swigert.
Hey everybody, thanks for taking a little time out of your day, listening to this solo cast. I got inspired by another podcast I was listening to do this podcast, and really the guys just got on there and they said, this is our favorite things podcast. And I'm like, that's a great idea, because people ask me all the time, oh, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? What's your favorite that? And I ask people that stuff a lot of the time too. Is if you listen to any of my podcasts, you know, in general, I ask people what their favorite book is, and I'll ask them certain things, but I'm going to give you a quick 4 of my favorite things. Now, this is April of 2021, so this will change. I'll probably do another one of these in 6 months or so. But as of right now, these are 4 of my favorite things that you'll ever that are inspiring me and are really just impacting me right now where I am in my life. So number 1, my favorite person to follow is Simon Sinek. Simon is, if you're not following his stuff or haven't watched any of his TED Talks or any of his talks, just do it. I mean, if you want positive mindset and just a wonderful human being that just exudes just positivity and sort of just, it's almost like he lives in a world of giving, just in that world of reciprocity, you know, giving without asking. It's really how Simon Sinek does his life. And it really is absolutely inspiring. He has a great book called Start With Why. That's not my favorite book right now. It is one of my favorites, but I'm going to get to favorite book in a second. But really just take a second, follow him. Just if you're ever sort of feeling a little lost or uninspired, just literally, there's nothing that he puts out that won't impact you and touch your heart in a really positive way. Right now, my favorite podcast is Business Made Simple. Donald Miller is a huge, huge mentor in my life. I have read just about everything that he has produced. I have been to his workshops. I am a huge fan of anything Donald Miller puts out. It is positive. It is clean. It is clever. It is just a wonderful human being that's always thinking about doing business the right way. So if you want to listen to another great podcast, listen to Business Made Simple by Donald Miller. It is just a wonderful, wonderful podcast. I wish he put out more, because it would just make my life that much better if Donald Miller produced more content. And I hope he listens to this, because I really do. I absolutely love Donald Miller. And what's funny is that a lot of times I'll hear the same podcast or hear a message over and over again. And eventually I'll say it enough times I think it might be my original thought, but more often than not, it's probably something from Donald Miller that I need to give him more credit more often. So favorite person to follow, Simon Sinek. Favorite podcast, Business Made Simple, Donald Miller. Really fun format. Number 3, favorite book. Now this one, I didn't even realize that it was my favorite until about 2, 3, 4 months after I read it. And then I went back and did it again. Most people that know me, I am a big, big Audible guy. I am always doing something on Audible. I almost look forward to long driving trips so I can listen to another book.
This episode of the Office Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Fusion Advisory. We help commercial contractors generate leads online profitably. Check us out at fusion-advisory.com.
But this one's by Charles Duhigg, Duhigg, Charles Duhigg. And the book's called Power of Habit, Why We Do What We Do. And I remember doing the book, and I remember, kind of going through it thinking, oh, that's pretty cool. And it just kind of, it really tries to get extremely granular on how we develop habits, why we develop habits. But the biggest thing I liked about what he talked about in the book was pattern interruption, which obviously, if you made it through last year, there was a giant pattern interrupt, right? And what Charles recognized, and he followed many, many pattern interruptions throughout life, is that odds are you just need to change one thing. And if you can change one thing, you can make a major, major change to a a company, a culture, a corporation, and also you personally. He talks about things like, people that are trying to be a little more fit, and maybe they just write down what they ate or their activities for the day. Obviously step counters, things like that. Or he spent a long time talking about the CEO of Alcon back in I think it was the 70s and 80s. Hopefully I'm not misremembering that, but he really came in and tried to instill immediately a high level of safety for the company. And he made the company very safe, but by doing that, he did a pattern interruption, which carried over into so many other places in the company. So I got favorite person to follow, favorite podcast, favorite book. Last one is favorite software. So personally, I'm really, really loving a new software we're using for our podcast. If you're a fellow podcaster, check out Bcast. No, I don't get an affiliate commission off any of these things that I'm pushing today. Absolutely. Bcast is pretty cutting edge when it comes to podcasting software. There's a lot of fun things to do. It's easy to promote it onto other campaigns. It's really easy to change intros and outros. Bcast is pretty cool. But the one that our company lives by that, don't tell my wife, but I love Asana. It is a great, great software. The reason I say don't tell my wife, because she would probably want to get in there and assign some tasks to me through the Asana task manager. So here's the thing is, without Asana, a lot of these cockamamie ideas that I come up with, I have no idea if they would ever get done, right? A lot of times I can just sort of say to my team, I say like, hey, can we assign this to the so-and-so and this to so-and-so? And then I get notifications whether they were executed or not. And sometimes I'll get a notification a week from now and it'll be like, oh, so-and-so, completed this task. And I'm like, oh, that was a good idea. Oh, one of those 11:30 at night, come up with an idea and, just get into Asana and just kind of ask the team, hey, will you please review this? Hey, will we look at this software? Hey, can we integrate this? Can we look at trying this for this client? Can we try this? So Asana is really, really, really powerful. So my favorite one for our team tasks and communication is Asana. I really do like Bcast a lot right now. If you're a fellow podcaster, check it out. My favorite book, Power Habit by Charles Duhigg. Favorite podcast, Business Made Simple by Donald Miller. And favorite person to follow is, and yes, I've got a huge man crush on Simon Sinek. He is positivity personified. And I hope one of these things is something that you want to jump on and enjoy. If you enjoy this podcast, share it with a friend, leave a review. Really means the world to me. Thank you very much.
Join the conversation on our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and Facebook pages. If you enjoyed the episode, head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.